What's up guys, this is M. Welcome back to another Haikyu Fly High video. So one of my club mates had a really good idea for a video and where I would review some of our other club mates teams, people who are kind of struggling in a club contest right now and maybe not getting the scores that they would like to get. So in this video I'm going to be going over their teams, doing some team reviews, reviewing their players as well to see where they can improve and hopefully give some tips in order to get these higher scores. And as you can see, my current score for this club contest is 4.96 million. This was actually done on my first try, but I guess I got kind of lucky because I was able to not ace a lot of my serves. But yeah, the club contest is kind of a lot of trial and error because of the RNG, so don't be afraid to keep going, keep trying if you see something go wrong. That people who persist in getting these scores are able to get higher scores if they stay with it. Before we move on, I wanted to give a shout out to Nobru, who's the one who gave me this idea for this video, so shout out to him. And also we have Lord Kanto, Algo, and Oren, who's able to break the 5 million and even 7 million mark. So shout out to them carrying this club. And yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, so just want to go over my team real quick here. This is what the team I use for club contest. As you can see, it's not my main team, but this is a team that I built to kind of enhance my score as much as possible. Obviously, I have the twins here because they are my duo that I mostly use, and this duo is stronger than my Oikawa and Ushijima duo, so that's why I have them on the court. And then I have Sakusa, obviously. This can be Korai if your Korai is more stronger than Sakusa. That's fine. And then I have Kita here, who is here just for the stamina regen, because in skill res 4, he recovers 10 stamina to anyone that does an ultimate skill. So that's really good for club contest if you're able to get him there. If you have him, that's fine. If not, you can use Taketora here. He does have skill 3. When your side scores, restores 14 stamina. At level 1 it's at 10, but still any type of stamina regen is good for club contest, because you want to make sure your main team can kind of stay on the court the whole time and use their skills as much as possible. Who else? I have Hirogami here. Hirogami I use for the buffs, specifically the system core, so that each time you get a system stack, increases basic stats up to 8%. So if anybody tries to block, you can get 8% stack there, times 5. And then there's also this one, this third skill, increases your next spike power by 20%. The spiker's power / quick attack stat for 2 net crossing. So when you hit 4 stacks, your next spike will be at a power advantage. And then when you actually score, every stack that you have increases your player's attack technique percent by 5 times however many stack. So if you have 4 stacks, that's a 20% increase in your next rally, which is again a really good buff so that you can get your scores higher. And then I have Sumina here just to fill out the Inarizaki bond. And then the reason I have Nishinoya instead of Akagi is because I only have 2 main spikers, especially because Suna's not going to be on the court. So I only have Osamu and Sakusa who will be spiking. No one else has a spike skill. So what Nishinoya does on his ultimate is he reduces the cooldown of your next power spike by 6 net crossings, right? So if you're able to get this triggered, that will reduce Sakusa's spike, so that I kind of have like a 3-turn rotation between the 2 here. So if I maybe start with Sakusa, or even Osamu is still fine, like the next Sakusa spike will have its cooldown reset, or at least reduced, so I can spike with him again, right? If I had another spiker, so let's say like even if I had Taketora here who has a spike skill, you don't really have to worry about that too much. But or even let's say this is, you don't have Hirogami, this is like a Kuro or something, right? Kuro has a spike skill, so you can use him as a 3rd spiker. That's fine as well. And then on the bench, I have a few kind of tech pieces here. Tanaka, especially at skill res 4, When scoring with Super Inner Cross, players are assigned gain plus 40% power attack stat. Can be triggered one time per set. So if he scores with his ultimate, it gives your side 40% power attack for the whole club contest, because that is one whole set. So he kind of is just like a sub him in, do his thing, and sub him out. And then I also have Oikawa here as well, because of, I believe, this court commander. It says when Oikawa is on the court, it increases your player's awareness by 10%. This, for some reason, I don't know if this is a bug or anything like that, but if you do sub him in and then sub him back out after his serve, the 10% buff stays for your team. So you get that increase of 10% awareness. And in my case, I have Atsumu, right? So I don't get crits as often, especially Osamu. Osamu can't crit because his awareness is 0. If Oikawa comes in, gives him this 10% awareness boost, he has a chance to crit, which will again boost my score. So that is kind of like a tech piece there. And then I have Aran, who is also really, really good in club contests if you have him. If you have him and either Kita or sometimes Takatora as well, just because they regain stamina, he's able to continue spiking as much as he can based off of his stamina. I'm trying to get him over to skill res 4, but I don't have that yet, so that's why he's kind of still on the bench. And it's really hard for him to crit in this point because I don't have an awareness potential for him. So as you can see here, I'm only running strength, and it's just purple. So if he's able to crit, so if you do have Oikawa or something, he can enable Aran. If you're able to get dupes on Aran, you can get him to spike stronger, and then he doesn't have a cooldown on the spike, so you just keep spamming that, right? And then obviously I talked about Takatora here. The Akagi is if Nishinori gets tired, I can sub him in. At that point, Sakusa is probably going to be tired as well, so I could sub him in, Aran in here. But that's if I really want to maximize. If not, I kind of just stick with this team and then just let it play out for the most part. So starting off with the team reviews, we have Demo. He sent in this club contest team, which has the Power Duo, Kamomedai, and then Kuro and Takatora, and then Nishinoya as Libero. Takatora, obviously, I told you guys it's for the stamina. It's great. I think this team is fine. This team can do numbers. If you are running Hirogami in the back, I don't know if you're subbing in Nishinoya for him, but if you do, then you lose out on his buffs, like I talked about with my team. So you don't want Nishinoya to sub in for him, but at the same time, you might want Nishinoya to be on the court as well for his skill. Like I mentioned before, his skill that reduces cooldowns. Because again, in your case, you have two main spikers, right? Hoshiyumi and Ushijima, who you want to be spiking as much as possible, right? You have Kuro there for his spike, but again, his spike multipliers are not as high as Ushijima or Korai, so you want them to be spiking as much as possible. Having Nishinoya in will allow you to, reduce the cooldown of the spike so they can go do back-to-back ultimates, right? And Hirogami, I would put in the front for his buffs. If you're going to be subbing in Nishinoya, you would just switch these two, sub in Nishinoya, and then you have a better team who could probably give you higher scores here. And they've also sent over their player builds for, I think, Oikawa, Hoshiyumi, and Ushijima. For Oikawa, like I said in my previous video about how to build Oikawa, you want to make sure that your awareness is as high as possible. So again, you running an awareness slot 2 in the potentials would definitely be better for Oikawa, because you want to crit, and you have him serving, as I saw in your team, right? We want him serving, so making sure that when he serves, he crits, so that you're able to get that attack tempo buff, which will then help you get more crits on your spikes as well. So that's the main, I guess, focus for Oikawa here. Same thing with Hoshiumi. Hoshiumi is only at plus 3.2% on awareness. So increase that so that he's able to crit as well. Because again, critting, especially on spikes, will help Oikawa build those attack tempo buffs, right? And also just do more damage in general. So if you're able to increase your awareness, you don't even have to focus on strength too much. Maybe get some substats on strength. You'll be fine. You'll get way more. Like if this 19.2 was here, that 1.6 was here, that would be fine, because you get, the strength itself is 1.5 times the damage amount when you crit, and then adding any more percentage into that will increase that damage accordingly, right? So for Hoshiumi and Oikawa, focus on awareness, in my opinion, and then that will definitely help your club contest scores. And for his Ushijima, I don't think this is that bad. I see that he has the awareness potential on him. I would probably give this one to Korai if you are running, that set with him, same set. Just because Ushijima does have awareness built into his kit. His best in slot is probably strength instead of awareness, so that he gets higher critical damage whenever he crits, because he starts off with 5%. If I were to go back here, he has an additional 8% at the start of the match, plus Oikawa's 10%, so that's 18, plus the 5 is 23. And then at the end of each turn, which is the end of each rally, he gains 3%. And in club contests, you're not kind of limited to the amount of rallies, right? So every time a rally ends, he's going to get an extra 3%. So that's just going to stack infinitely during the club contest. So he wants strength in his second slot, so that he's able to get higher numbers whenever he spikes. But overall, I do think his team is good enough to get, higher scores, maybe around the 2 to 3 million range. Maybe more, I'm not sure. But I think you really just got to focus on critting. So playing around with the awareness and strength stats, so that you're able to get higher crit spikes scores. And again, moving Hiragami to the front, subbing Nishinoi in, so that you're able to spam with Hoshiumi or Ushijima. Next up, we have Frenezies with his club contest team. Again, I think this team is, again, really good. I don't know how much he's getting right now. I would assume it's got to be like 3-ish million. Hopefully you're getting that much, because this team is almost perfect for club contest. The only thing I would change is I would put someone in for the stamina regen. Like I said, if you don't have Kita, you can go with Takatora. I think that will help this team kind of survive longer. I know you're going to have to sacrifice one of these two, but especially if Nishinoi, you'll be fine, because you can spam. And at 21k, I think that means he has 2 dupe Ushijima at least. Maybe, I'm not sure, you can correct me on that. But if you do, then you can just even spam his ult, and then you use Nishinoya for one of the other 2s, I guess, or whoever it is you're going to be using. Going through his player builds, Oikawa here is focusing more on strength rather than awareness. Again, I think this is okay. I would probably try to get at least a plus 10 awareness if you're going for a strength build. At least plus 10 with substats, and then focusing on. Then you can focus on strength. Just so again, you want that attack tempo stats to, especially with observing, you want those attack tempo stats to stack up as high as possible and as fast as possible. I see a spirit here, which I guess is fine. This is probably just the potential that he has equipped. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. His Okara was fine. Again, I think it's a little bit more awareness. This Sakusa is kind of crazy because of the plus 40% in strength, which is perfect, I think. And then the plus 18.2, he's almost at plus 20 there too as well. So the plus 40% strength is amazing. Because again, I went over that in my Sakusa video. Sakusa gains awareness from his perfectionism stacks. So you want to focus more on strength, which is what he's done here. And his attack, his power attack is at over 5k. So this is a perfect Sakusa build. You should probably be using him instead of Korai in the club contest if you need to sub one of them out. Let's just check his Korai to confirm that. Here as well, he's focusing on awareness, which is great. This again is a good Korai build as well. His power attack is not as high, obviously, as Sakusa's because Sakusa has SP stats. So in this case, you would probably sub out Korai for either Kita if you have Kita SR4 or Hakatora, right? So you get the stamina regen, right? Those, I think that's the main issue with what you have right now, is that your team would probably get tired and then you can't ult. So I know it sucks having to get rid of one of your main spikers, but again, the stamina regen is key, especially in club contest. Yurigami is perfect, is fine for club contest. Again, he's just there for support. If this was a peak challenge team, I would say you go for awareness for the serve skill, but that has nothing to do with this, so let's don't worry about that. Ushijima, again, this guy is at plus 43%, so he's at 48% base. I think you're gonna overcap on awareness, especially with Ikawa and then his other skill that he doesn't have to do Ushijima. In that case, yeah. So your awareness, I think, is a little bit too high. You might be overcapping. If you can, maybe go into strength instead. I would say like plus 20 here is fine, or plus 25 or something like that, around that area. And then your strength, if you can increase that instead, that would do way better than overcapping on crit rate. Because if you're just at 100% at 150, 1.5 times, yeah, I don't know if that's worth it. You probably want to go more strength. I think that's the only thing you need to change here. And then you should be able to get higher scores at Ushijima. And yeah, I think that's the thing. And next we have Galian, I hope I said that right. So this is the exact same team we just saw, except that Hoshimi and Sakusa are flipped. I don't know if this is actually their club contest team. If this is, you want to make sure that Sakusa's in the back, Korai's in the front. But I do see that he has Takatora here. I would sacrifice one of them for Takatora. Again, probably going to be Hoshiyumi because your Sakusa is stronger. But then we have Nishinoya. I would put Nishinoya in for Kuro, so that again you get that cooldown reset for your power spikers. So Sakusa or Ushijima here. So let's go over his player builds quickly. Ushijima, running him on awareness, which I think is fine. This is plus 20% is good. But I think his strength here, try to get a little bit of substats in strength if you can find any. But I don't think you would need to, change it too much. That's just like min-maxing at this point. And yeah, if you haven't leveled up their potentials fully, you want to make sure to prioritize the ones that matter for club contest at least. So for example, like power attack, awareness or strength, like so slot 1, slot 2, and in slot 6 is probably going to be an attack type potential. So if it's attack technique, if it's power attack, whatever it is, make sure that those ones are the ones that you prioritize in terms of leveling up, so that you can get the extra boost, the extra base power from those potentials. Hiragami, again, I don't really need to see that, but yeah, if you want to advice for the peak challenge, you want to run awareness on him so he gets his crit on the serving. Okay, and Sakusa. So Sakusa, it looks like he's running an awareness slot. Satu, I would probably change that to strength, just because Sakusa gets a lot of awareness from his own skills. So just change that to strength, and I think you'll be fine. I see that here also his receive stat is higher than his power stat, so maybe he's running like a 4+2 build. Again, I think that's fine. I wouldn't change too much about this, except for the strength, just so you can get higher numbers, because you might be overcapping here, especially running with Oikawa. You're going to be getting a lot of awareness. So that's Sakusa there. Hoshiumi. I think this is a great Hoshiumi build. He is probably not fully maxed out yet, because it's +15 here in awareness, right? So if that's maxed out, would be at +20. The plus a couple of substats in strength is good, is always good. And then his attack, power attack is at 3827. Let me see what attack is. 3922. So they're about the same. But you can kind of guarantee crits with Sakusa more than Hoshiumi, because again, he gets so much awareness from his skills alone, and he is a little bit higher than his substats. His power attack stats here, so you'll get a higher base there. Plus, if he ever receives, you're getting nice boost score for his receives as well. So I would probably, I would sacrifice Hoshiumi rather than Sakusa in this case, even with their bond. But yeah, let's see if there's anyone else. Kuro doesn't really matter too much. You're subbing him out. Nishinoya is fine. You just want him there for his skill. I see he's not duped, so that might be an issue. Let me just check out his team again. See the other liberos. Okay. So he probably doesn't run Nishinoya because he would get tired really quickly. I think you could try running it with Nishinoya in, see if you can get some higher scores. But it might not work. You might not be able to get high scores because you get tired too fast. So another priority you can kind of think of is getting Nishinoya to 2 dupes. I know Komori's coming out soon, so when Komori comes out, you're probably going to be using him instead. So that's also fine if you don't. But as for now, if you do want to get your scores higher at this point in the game before Komori, getting Nishinoya at 2 dupes so he's able to, not use as much stamina and keep him longer on the court will be better as well. His Oikawa, here awareness is at 5%. He's not using an awareness slot 2. I'm going to assume it's probably set or serve he's probably running. But I think you'd want awareness, like I said before, so that he's able to crit, get his attack tempo stacks up, especially on his serve, so that your spikes and crit more often. Okay, next we have Topcir. So he's also running twins. This is literally my team. Yeah, this is my team. I don't know if this is the team he uses for club. I'm gonna assume if he does, he's switching these two. Let's see. Oh yes, Sakusa and Hoshiumi switch for contest. So yes, they would switch. So Sakusa is on the back. I do see that Kita is on the bench here. I'm not sure if this is a skill res for Kita. If it is, again, I would sacrifice Hoshiumi for that, just for the stamina regen. And then he does have Tanaki here. Again, if you do want to put him in for that tech play so that you can score with him and get that power attack bonus, you can do that. Let's see. Same thing. He has Nishinoya on the bench as well. So if you wanted to, you can sub in Nishinoya if he is at 2 dupes, so that you can get the power attack cooldown so that when you have Kita in, you can use Sakusa more because his cooldown is kind of reset. So let's see, let's move over to his builds. Atsumu doesn't really matter because all he's really going to be doing is serving. Let's see, his serve 36 and set 37. I see that he's running strength on this Atsumu. I think that's okay. But personally, I use a set as my slot too, just because I want his set to be a higher stat. If I was going to use him more of a server, then I would use serve. But in this case, in club contest, I think it's fine having strength because he's going to be serving pretty much all the time. And then when he does his ultimate where he increases his awareness, you'll get to capitalize on that strength. So it'll be a stronger serve in terms of score. So this is okay. That's fine. Let's go to the next girl. Again, doesn't really matter. Shiumi. Attack technique is great. 16.2%. That's good. Awareness of plus 15. Nothing in strength. If you're able to get again some substats in strength for Hoshimi, that'd be great. But either way, you're probably going to be subbing him out if you have SR for Kita. This is a really strong base stat for power attack, so that's also good. But yeah, Hoshimi looking fine. Okay, nothing there. Sakusa. Okay, so this is a crazy stat for Sakusa. 56.2, 5621 power attack. Awareness. So he's probably using a power attack in slot 2. I would again try to get it to strength. So get that, change that to strength, and then you'll be doing higher numbers for sure. Defense is fine. Reflex, spirit, that's okay. But yeah, that's great. Sakusa will do way better with strength here. Samu. Yeah, you want to put as much awareness on as possible to get the increased attack technique. Let's see, his quick attack is for 40-49. Yeah, this is, I guess the most you can do with Osamu, especially with just one copy of him. I wouldn't do anything else to change this. Maybe if you're using quick attack in slot 6, maybe change to attack technique, but he's going to get attack technique anyway. So if you're using quick attack in slot 6, keep it, that's fine. But yeah, I think this is fine. It is really tough for the twins to get higher scores because they can't crit. So that's the only issue with this. If you do have Oikawa, which you probably don't because it doesn't look like it, I mentioned that tech in the beginning where you can kind of sub it in and you get the awareness boost for the whole set. You can try to do that if you do have them, but other than that, this team is okay for club contest. You want to again maximize. You really want to score with Sakusa as much as possible, especially with his Sakusa with this 5.6k power attack. And again, if you can get strength here, you'll get higher scores there. Okay, next up we have psmanu. So he is Oikawa and Ushijima player. He has the Kamomedai duo. I see he has Sakusa on the bench. He opted to sacrifice Sakusa instead of Hoshiyumi here for Takatora, and then Nishinoya is libero. So I don't know if you're using Nishinoya to sub in. I think you should, because again, you want to spam ultimates, and then his, I guess, the attack technique buff from the bond is okay, but I think you're gonna get way higher score if you have Nishinoya in for Tendo here. Let's go over his players. Okay, so Oikawa, again, just awareness here. Went over that already. I do see that his set stat is really high, so it's fine. I think for club contest, if you want higher scores, you want to probably go awareness here. or maybe even find some more substats for this. So if you can get this to plus 10, like I said before, like plus, close to plus 10, I think that would be sufficient enough. And then his serve is really high as well, so 4.1. So this is okay. I don't want to change anything about Oikawa here too much. You don't really need to worry about Tendo. This is a crazy amount, almost 40%. Like I said, he does stack awareness, so you probably want to go into strength here. I think that's the main change I would do for Ushijima. 38 power attack, which is fine. But yeah, I think he'll be okay if you just switch this to strength, and then maybe get some other, because so you probably have some substats in awareness already. But yeah, changing your main slot 2 into strength will fix that and help you get higher scores with Ushijima. Your Dami doesn't matter. Okay, here's Korai, 21.4 awareness and a couple of strength. That's good. 5.253k of attack, power attack. So I think this is a good build for him. This is fine. Again, there's maybe a little bit of strength or even attack technique if you can find some substats for that, but I wouldn't go digging too much for that. This is already a really good build. He has 1 dupe, so he doesn't get the quick attack bonus, so that's okay. So yeah, his Hoshimi is really well. Is built really well. Oh yeah, he does have his Sakusa built here. So let's see. So even from here, you can kind of tell that his Sakusa, his Korai is probably built a little bit better than Sakusa, because he doesn't reach 5k here. But like I said before, with Sakusa, if you're planning to use him, you probably want strength here. So if you're using awareness for your main stat in slot 2, you want to change that to strength. And then yeah, his reception receive is good. Yeah, I think this is an okay build. This is fine. Just changing this over to strength, right? If you want to build your Sakusa. But yeah, I think you made the right play in having Takatora for Sakusa because your Hoshimi is stronger than your Sakusa. Yeah, so that's perfect. I think what you're doing is great. I think with Ushijima, so Ushijima, change that to strength, and then if you're using Nishinoya, I would sub in Nishinoya. I'm assuming he's already duped up because he's at 1.9, so you don't have to worry too much about the stamina problem, and you have Takatora anyways. So I would sacrifice this bond here with Nishinoya. And lastly, for this video, we have Arkadix. He has the power team. Sakusa and Korai are on his Wind Spikers. He has Nishinoya here as a libero. Hirogami in the back. I think it's because he doesn't want him to block, but again, that's fine. I think put him in the front row would still be okay. Let's check out his builds. Okay, Oikawa. Again, awareness is your main focus for Oikawa. Set status okay, serve status fine. But yeah, try to get awareness as a slot 2, and then you'll be good. You'll be better in terms of scores for his serves. As well as Sakusa here. This is not a bad build. You have kind of it spread out into here, which is actually more ideal. And a 4.6 in attack and power attack. So I think a Sakusa build is fine. I see there's a purple potential. I think that if you can't get that legendary potential, as long as you have it there and it's the correct main stat, it should be fine. But yeah, I don't think you need to change anything with your Sakusa. Obviously, there's finding another potential there, but I think this build is okay. This is great. Let's see. All right, so this is 37.4, which is really good. I would again try to find some substats here, but again, if anything, your Korai is still fine at 37.4. This power attack is a little bit low. maybe trying to get him to like at least 4K or closer to that 3.9. So that is probably what I would focus on with Korai. Yeah, just trying to get this power attack a little bit higher. Yeah, and you can, if anything, you can sacrifice some of this if you need to. Ushijima, oh, Ushijima is really good. That's 4K Ushijima. A little bit into awareness and a little bit into strength. This is great. I think this team is built really well. I think the only kind of setback you might have is, again, just them getting tired throughout the club contest. So if you can find a way to mitigate that with a stamina regen player, whether that be Kita or Yamamoto, if you can get either one of them, I think that would definitely help your team. In terms of who you would put it over, I think, which is this one? Yes, so I would put it over your Korai and keep Sakusa in. If you're able to get Yamamoto or Kita here. All right, that's going to be it for this one. I know this one was super long, but I promised my clubmates that I do this for them. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one. I hope you guys found it useful. Thank you for those who made it all the way here to the end of the video. I probably will not do this again, at least in a long time. A lot of the characters that I went over today are pretty common characters that people ask about. So if you are looking for those types of potential builds, you can just look into this video, and whatever I recommended my clubmates, I would most likely recommend you. So take a look into that. If you did enjoy this one, if you did find this useful, feel free to like and subscribe, comment if you have any questions or anything like that down below. And I will be streaming on a Wednesday for my Komori pulls. So if you guys have not subscribed yet, please do, so that you guys get the notification when I go live. And then, yeah, we're going to try to get into SR5. I don't think we're going to do it on Wednesday, but we'll see how far we can go. And then, yeah, after that, we'll check out his kit, test him out, and we'll see. So thank you again all for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.